When I used to play football, which was 100 years ago when I was a young man and could actually take playing football, we had a thing on Mondays. We play on Sundays, so we'd have a thing on Monday called Film Day. And Film Day was brutal, because Film Day you reviewed the game, and you were on film. There's no way to hide from a camera. And the coaches would break down that film with you, because what they wanted to show you was your poor habits, poor technique, and the plays you took off, and those were the worst. Because you got caught on film taking off, and your coach caught you, and then showed it to the world. The worst ones for me were when I got laid out, and usually by a little guy, a running back, a blindside hit, and they just decleated me, where my ankles were above my head and I'm landing on the back of my neck. And my coach would rerun that over and over and over, yelling, "Carcarey, look at you, what are you doing?" And it was quite embarrassing. But here's what I found with that. That helped prepare me for the next day. I got better for the next game because we reviewed what went wrong, and then we went over technique to handle those things. So how do we take this into our everyday life? Because work is taking people captive. I call it POW mentality, prisoner of work. We have this prisoner of work mentality where we get our rear ends kicked today, and then we come home and we whine and complain to our spouses and anyone who will listen, and then we go back tomorrow and we repeat what we did yesterday. And we do it over and over and over because we didn't learn from it. We don't have film day. I want you to start reviewing each day at night when you get home and look for the triggers. Where are the areas that you lost? Because a full day's work is a scorecard. Either work won or you won. And it's not your boss, it's not the job, it's not the title, description, how much money or little money you make, it's not the president's fault or your mommy's or anyone else's fault. If you lose today, it's your fault. But here is the gold. It's learning why you lost. If you'll review the film of today and go over it, then tomorrow you can get better, because you're in competition with yourself, nobody else. You're not competing with another business or your coworkers. Hopefully you're not. You're competing to be the best you can each and every day, and the goal is to get a little bit better. But you have to figure out the areas that trigger you. For me on a football field, it was a blindside block. When a tackle would pull and I didn't see him coming, and he'd be coming from my left, and he'd just wipe me out. Well, I had to learn how to handle that. I also had to learn how to handle a double team. When one guy would go high and another go low. I had to figure out how to break that, and there's techniques. Well, you might be facing the same blindside block at work, where your boss comes in or someone else stabs you in the back. That's a trigger, and if that upsets you and you lose the game because of that, you got to figure that out. How do you outplay that? How do you get smarter tomorrow based on today's scorecard? Because you don't want to be a POW. You don't want to be a prisoner of work for the next 40 years. That life sucks. Give it up. Let's review the film today, and let's become better tomorrow, because you are better than what you're showing on the field today. And the film will review that, and it'll give you the right techniques to use to overcome the triggers that affected you today. My name is Ed Carcarey. Man, I would love to connect with you, and I have a website created for it. You can find me at edcarcarey.com. Find your passion. You'll find your life.